What's going on, people, and welcome back to my recap for Game Week 21 FPL. As you can see on the screen, I got 42 points total. The average was 47, so I fell below the average, which was very disappointing. I feel like my defence did pretty well on the whole. As you can see, I got, out of the four that I played, I all got sixes apart from one, which got a blank and a 0. So that was disappointing in terms of just falling below the average. The midfield did okay, and then the two up top let me down really bad. And Vicario in the sticks didn't really do anything for me either. I missed out of Jesus on the bench, but I'm not too concerned about that because he hasn't always been playing and fit. And it was kind of a rarity that he did actually get something and returned this week. It's just he was on my bench. So yeah, I was kind of hovering above the average for most of the week and ended up with 42 total, which was annoying, to be honest. I feel like I got a bit unlucky with the totals in the end and the bonuses because I feel like I had a good enough week to get a green arrow and ended up with a red. But it is what it is. In the sticks then, as you can see, Vicario got me 1. Got a draw against United. 2-2 draw against Manchester United. Conceded, obviously. Walker got me 6 on the winning end away to Newcastle. Got me a 2 for a bonus. And he did actually pick up an assist in that game, so happy with Walker. Pedro Porro also got me 6 against United. Also picked up an assist as well, so very happy with that. Got me 2 bonus as well. Anderson was obviously on the losing end to Arsenal. They got hammered 5-0. I thought Arsenal would win that game. I didn't think it'd be by that much. Got a -2. And Ben White got me a 6, obviously on the winning end of that 5-0 win against Palace. Picked up a clean sheet as well, so happy with that. As I said, the defence I'm happy with. The keeper not so much. Could have gone a bit better. But it was always a risk to get away to United. So it's more the Anderson blank, but yeah, pretty happy with the defence overall, other than that. Going into the midfield, I have Saka, and even though they won 5-0, he wasn't really involved. So that was disappointing, and he hasn't been performing. He's one that I am considering getting rid of. I do keep saying that most weeks, but he definitely is probably going to go. It's just when and who for. Cole Palmer got me 10. I didn't captain or vice him this week, though. Got 3 bonus points. Scored a goal. Did pick up a yellow card, though. But 10 points, I'm happy with it. 1-0 win against Fulham. 10 points, happy. I captained Phil Foden, but he had a bit of a blank this week. Played the 90 minutes. They won 3-2, but wasn't really involved. So I only got 4 for him, which was disappointing. John McGinn I got 3 for. Got a clean sheet. No draw against Everton. Didn't really perform that much. 3. Ollie Watkins 1. Very disappointing. Away to Everton, as I said. 0-0 draw. Didn't do anything. Got a yellow card as well. And Solanke I viced, played 82 minutes, but obviously lost 4-0 at home to Liverpool. And I actually thought Bournemouth would upset Liverpool this game week, but it just didn't happen. So I feel like the captaincy and the vice definitely messed me up this week. If I'd have put the captaincy on any of the defenders or Cole Palmer, I would have been in a much better position, but it's all in hindsight. Foden has been one of my better performers this season, so I kept the faith of him, but just didn't deliver this week. Some weeks they will, some weeks they won't. That's why fantasy is so challenging and enjoyable, but it is a challenge. And then on the bench, as you can see, Neto got me 1. Jesus got 5. He obviously got an assist against Palace. Played 80 minutes as well, so a bit annoying to miss out on 5 from him. Bowen got 2. I weren't sure if he was going to play, so I benched him. He did play the whole game, 90 minutes, but drew 2-2 away to Sheffield, so I didn't really miss out on him that much. And Trent didn't play. Even though Liverpool won 4-0, so I would have got a blank for him. So overall, I'm happy with the points, but I'm not happy with my captaincy and vice-captaincy pick. But some weeks that could go the total opposite, and some of it is luck. I just wasn't that lucky. It is disappointing to get a red arrow after. I feel like my team done better than my points suggest, so it is frustrating. Also, just an update as well, guys. I will be doing a final selection video nearer the deadline of Game Week 22 when it comes up, because obviously we're in a break at the moment with the cup games. So once we have a bit more news of injuries and who's in like finals and through to the next round of the FA Cup and stuff as well, I don't want to just spam you with videos. I know it's been a while since I've done an FPL one, but that was intentional because I knew there was such a long break for this game week into the next one. And I don't just want to bombard you with videos that, like, until we find out more news about things, it's not worth it, in my opinion. Going into the team currently then, the bus team I've got set up I do have 2 free transfers that I can play if I need to. I have my triple captain to still play, my bench boost and my free hit. I have played my wild card, but I still have another one to play if I need to. So a lot of options still. As you can see, I'm currently lined up with a 4-4-2. Vicario stays in the sticks for me. They're obviously at home to Brentford. Tony is back, but I feel like at home for Tottenham, they should be strong enough to get 3 points in my opinion. So I'm going with Vicario in the sticks. Trent, I'm hoping will be back for this Chelsea game. There's a lot of talk that he will be. So I'm just going to risk it and throw him in there. And if he plays, he plays. And I think he will return if he plays. So home to Chelsea, I feel like Liverpool will be the favourites for that. So I'm going to risk it and put him in. Joachim Anderson, probably is going to be his final week in my team. But they have a decent fixture at home to Sheffield, who have improved under Wilder. But at home to Palace, I feel like Palace should have enough to edge that one. So I'm going to put Anderson in, but it's probably going to be his last performance for me this season. I'm going to look to get him out. Pedro Porro, again, as Vicario at home to Brentford. Hopefully he can return for me. Did well for me last week with 6 and got an assist. So I'm going to vice him. Vice captaincy is on Porro currently. Walker at home to Burnley. I feel like that's going to be a whitewash of a game for a scoreline. I've predicted a 5-0 win for City in that, so Walker plays. Saka, been disappointing this season. He's the highest owned player in the game apparently, but I'm probably going to look to get rid of him soon. Away to Forest. Forest are in pretty good form at the moment, and Arsenal, even though they just won 5-0 before that, haven't been on a great run. So I think Forest could cause them issues. I'm going to keep him in, but it might be his final week. Cole Palmer away to Liverpool, not an easy task, not an easy fixture, but he could still score. I do think Liverpool will win that game, but I could see Palmer still scoring maybe. So hopefully he can get something. John McGinn at home to Newcastle. I feel like Villa should edge that one against Newcastle. They've got a great home record this season, and I feel like they'll be slight favourites against Newcastle. So McGinn, obviously the captain as well. I think he's a threat. He hasn't always returned for me since I brought him in, but he can be very good on his day. And I think he could be the difference in that game potentially. So John McGinn. And then my final midfielder, again with a captaincy at the moment. It may change nearer the time, but I doubt it because of the fixture. It's Phil Foden. Obviously at home to Burnley. I just think City will completely dismantle them. And I think Foden will play a huge part in that. So captaincy is on Foden. And then up top, I've stuck with the 2 that let me down this last game week just gone. Hoping that they can repay me, or at least one of them will. With Dominic Solanke away to West Ham and Ollie Watkins at home for Villa against Newcastle. And then on the bench, I've got Neto again. Bowen is my first sub away at home to Bournemouth. Ben White and then Gabriel Jesus. I was tempted to get Jesus in the lineup, but I didn't want to take anyone else out considering the fixtures that I've got for my players already in the team. I feel like with all my front 3 attackers, it's a bit of a lottery of who could get dropped and who could not. I could potentially take Solanke out and put Jesus in, but I feel like Solanke's more reliable, even though he blanked on me last week. I feel like he is more threatening than Jesus is at the moment. And Watkins is arguable, but because they got the home fixture, I think it favours them more than Arsenal away to Forest. So that's my thinking behind it. That's my team as it looks at the moment. As I said, I've got 2 free transfers to play. I don't know if I'm going to play both, but I probably will play at least one. But I will confirm that in the deadline video I do nearer the deadline for game week 22. So that is it for this one, guys. Second leg semi-final tonight, Liverpool-Fulham. Obviously, Chelsea going through last night against Middlesbrough. And it's probably going to be Liverpool-Chelsea final. Second leg for the Carabao Cup semi-final tonight. To actually get a confirmation on that final, whoever goes through tonight will play Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, and it might affect your players who you've got in your team with injuries and things. So enjoy that tonight. Obviously we've got another round of games, cup games at the weekend, and then Tuesday next week starts off game week 22. So enjoy the football, guys. Let me know how you're doing in the comments, how you did this week. What was your total points? What changes are you looking to make? Have you got any transfers to make? I'll catch you guys soon. I'm out.